Ever since I saw the price of the iPhone 12 mini drop drastically, it got me thinking. The prices of flagship phones in India fluctuate so wildly that it is actually difficult to keep track. Imagine the plight of someone who actually picked up the iPhone 12 mini at launch for the full price of rupees 70,000, and to see that the price of the phone right now is actually around 55,000 for the base variant. Oh my god, I can't even imagine that plight. So which begs the question, when is the right time to actually buy a flagship in India, a Samsung, Apple or OnePlus flagship? Or should you buy it at launch? Should you pre-order it? Or should you buy it a couple of months later? Questions and more questions. Now I picked Samsung, Apple and OnePlus specifically because as per most market reports by the most important analysts out there, Counterpoint and IDC, these three brands dominate the premium market. So we're going to find out when is the right time to buy a flagship in India. My name is Ershad, you're watching My Smart Price English. Let's get this video started. But before we move on, as usual, we have a humble request from you guys. Don't forget to hit that red subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it to get notified whenever My Smart Price English puts out an awesome new tech video. Now, I know that we're all writers out here, but we did use a little bit of mathematics to solve the problem. Now, first we collected all the premium phones launched by Apple, Samsung and OnePlus in 2019 and 2020. We excluded the iPhone 11 Pro Max, OnePlus 7, S10e and the S10 Plus from this list because they're either out of stock in the online channels that we checked or being sold by third-party sellers at the time of shooting this video. Secondly, we logged in the first sale month, the month's differential from today and the first sale, launch price of the base variant only, and for some models we even consider the GST price hike. After that, we made columns for the best current price, the price differential and the price differential in percentages. Now, here's the thing to note, the best current price was either collated from third-party e-commerce portals such as Amazon or Flipkart or the brand's very own online shop. Now, let me share our team's analysis brand by brand. Yes, of course, we had a team doing this, no doubt. Apple obviously makes some of the most expensive but premium phones out there. Now, here's our observation of Apple's phones in the last 2 years. The iPhone 12 mini's drastic price cut is definitely a price correction on Apple's part to boost sales. It is a rarity. It has the maximum price differential percentage only 2 months after launch, as you can see on the table. But yes, Apple generally tends to drop the prices of the more affordable non-Pro models to drive volumes. Except for the iPhone 11 Pro, the other three phones making up the bottom four of the price differential are the non-Pro phones. Now, if you're planning on buying a Pro variant of the latest iPhone, for example, the iPhone 12 Pro Max, then we'd suggest that by all means, go ahead, buy it at launch itself or maybe even pre-order it if you so wish, because the price doesn't fluctuate too much as per, our charts. And of course, you can also make use of the great initial cashback offers that you get from banks. But now, if you're planning on buying the next generation iPhone 13 or 13 mini, if they exist, that is, then we would suggest that wait for a couple of months considering the history with the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 12 mini. Essentially what happens is that Apple generally tends to cut the prices if a particular phone is not selling well, or if it wants to drive more volumes, for example with the iPhone 11, then it cuts prices once again, which happened with the iPhone XR as well. So Samsung just recently launched the S21 series, but for the purview of this video, it doesn't make sense because it's just too soon to add them to the equation. Having said that, we're going to be taking a look at the Samsung flagships that launched in the past 2 years. Now, fun fact, in 2019 and 2020 alone, including the Galaxy Z Fold, the Z Fold 2 and the Z Flip, Samsung launched 16 flagships, which is one more than the number of flagships launched by Apple and OnePlus put together. The price of the Samsung Galaxy Note series is definitely stickier compared to the Galaxy S series. Just look at the price differential of the Galaxy Note 10 and the Galaxy Note 10 Plus almost a year and a half after launch. They tend to maintain the value. In fact, the Note 10 series seems to be far more valuable compared to the S20 series if we take a look at our analysis closely, which casts aspersions on the rumors that, the Note series might be dying soon. I genuinely believe that the Note series has more fans in our country compared to the S series. The Samsung Galaxy S20 FE, Samsung's first real attempt to try and dethrone OnePlus's dominance in the affordable flagship category, dropped in price drastically only 3 months after launch. We believe this is probably Samsung correcting the price after the phone failed to achieve the sales target for the brand. Now, if you're planning on buying a Samsung flagship and if it is the Note series, then don't wait for it. Buy it at launch or maybe even pre-order it because it's not gonna lose a lot of value. But if you're planning on buying an S series, we'd suggest that you wait for at least 3-4 months before Samsung makes a price correction on these phones. Having said that, at launch, many a time Samsung does give great pre-order deals along with other Samsung products, like for example Buds or the Samsung Galaxy Watch. So if you want to be entrenched in the ecosystem, then it makes sense to buy it at launch. Otherwise, wait for it 2-3 months. Now, when it comes to OnePlus phones, they're not priced as exorbitantly as Samsung or Apple flagships, and of course they offer more value when it comes to the price to performance ratio. Having said that, we found something really interesting in our data. Let us present that to you. The OnePlus phones rarely drop in price, if ever, especially immediately after launch. Most of it is because OnePlus prices it right every single time. The company won't need to do price reductions unless it wants to get rid of old stocks. We can all agree that the OnePlus 7T Pro, which obviously has a very low price differential percentage, was a bad idea and the company should have skipped it. Anyway, you can see that OnePlus is the only brand in which a phone's depreciating value is directly proportionate to how old it is. No random price drops, no heartburns, nothing. So yeah, the moral of the story is if you're planning on buying any OnePlus flagship, do so at launch. The price difference a couple of months later or even a year later is going to be like $2,000 at max. So, I mean, just do it at launch. It's all right because the prices are low to begin with. So don't forget to save this video and maybe even share it with your friends and family, somebody who's planning on buying a flagship phone, because just before you make that impulse purchase decision, you need to know whether it is the right time to buy that particular flagship. Except of course if it is a OnePlus phone, then you just go ahead and do it regardless. I hope you guys liked our video. That's it from me. I'm Ashar from My Smart Price English, and do let us know what kind of content you'd like to see more. Until next time, goodbye and Godspeed, my friends.